When the party was nice, the party was bumping. Yippee-yi-yo, and everybody having a ball. Yippee-yi-yo, I tell all the fellas stop the name calling. Yippee-yi-yo, and the girls they always find to.
We are back with Barkin with the Dogs, episode 4. This is our rodeo podcast for the week. We've got Brett Bartholomew and Tavy Leno here. Brett is from Twin Falls, Idaho.
Yep.
And Tavy is from Sheridan, Wyoming. And we're going to just talk a little bit about their upcoming rodeo season and a little bit about why they came to Western. So, Brett, I'll start with you. Why did you choose Western?
I chose Western kind of for the block program. I feel like it's a hot topic for a lot of people. I just like the way the classes are set up. And then the rodeo team as well. We get to practice as much as we want. We've got a nice facility out at Lassance, both the Matador now. Indoor, outdoor. We have cattle all fall into the winter, and then we get them back early in the spring.
That's pretty cool. I don't really know much about it, obviously. I've just kind of, I'm friends with all the rodeo coaches, but I've also never seen like what you guys do at practice, and so everything's pretty much provided for you guys, right, besides your own horses and things like that, right?
Yep.
So why'd you choose Western?
I also really like the block schedule, and it's nice. We get to practice a lot, and all throughout the winter, that helps a lot. Pretty much same as Brett.
So are you a senior or?
I'm a freshman.
You're a freshman?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Brett's a senior. I know that. We've been together since 2019. We had a little class together. So
Theater.
Theater class. That was quite the time. So I think next I'd like to ask you guys, what do you love most about rodeo here at Western?
Here at Western, I'd say like the college team is kind of a big family. Like we all kind of hang out together. We're at practice 4 days a week together. Like you get to meet people from different places, and like you spend a lot of time with them, so you get to know them. Most of them are pretty cool.
Yeah, most of them. So what do you like most about just so far? You've only had one season, fall season, right? What is your favorite thing so far about Western Rodeo?
Probably just like the team aspect of things. Like everyone, gets along good and picks each other up, and it's always fun to go to practice and just get to be with everyone.
I would agree. I wish I could travel with you guys. It sounds like so much fun. That's what I want to bring up next. There's a lot of people that don't really know much about college rodeo because not a lot of people pay attention to it, especially the people that don't live in the small towns. So I think my next question would have to be, what's the travel like? Like, what is it a week in the life when it comes to going to the rodeos, which start up here in a couple weeks?
The next couple of weeks are going to be busy. We go to Bozeman and Miles City, they're both 4-day rodeos. It's not like football where you just get on a bus and hang out with the whole team. We all kind of throw in rigs together, see who's got a trailer that fits how many horses. I'm traveling with 2 sophomores, I think they are, Trevor Kay and Carson Klingler. We're taking 3 horses. We're taking my trailer and probably my pickup, maybe Carson's. We haven't really figured that out yet. And it's just kind of, we take, I don't know.
Does it fit all your guys' tack and stuff too?
Yeah, we take 20 rigs instead of the 2 or 3 buses.
Yeah.
So, and the school pays for fuel too.
Oh,
we all
nice.
get a little bit of travel money. So that's what you try to do, is fit as many people with as few horses in a rig as possible for the travel money.
Awesome. That's what I feel like people don't know much about college rodeo. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known that the school
Yeah.
gave you guys per mile and things
Yeah.
like that. So, like, is it the same kind of for the women's team? You guys kind of travel together?
Yeah, I just travel with my brother. It's just us, and we take 4 horses, and it kind of like we'll take my truck one week and his truck the next. And last fall, I traveled with Carson and Trevor and Hannah Haverland and my brother. So it kind of just depends on.
How's hotels and everything like that work?
We get hotels too. The school pays for them.
School pays for hotels. And there's just 2 to a room?
4.
4 to a room.
Yep.
Some sharing, some beds.
Yep.
They're
Yep.
assigned
That's
too.
all right.
Assigned
That's all right.
rooms.
Right.
Yeah,
Assigned
that's-
rooms. There's nothing wrong with that. I think my next question would have to be, what's it been like for you having to go from 2 different rodeo coaches, obviously, from Cody LaHaye was the coach when you got here, and now it's JT Robbins. How do you feel about the whole coaching transition?
The transition was a little tough. It actually wasn't bad because where we have the facility and like we get the same cattle from the same people like in the fall and the spring, and so it was kind of easier on JT for that. And then Cody was great, but do like JT a little bit more. I don't know. The transition wasn't bad because, like I said, everything was set up for JT and he just kind of rolled in. I think the hardest part for him was like meeting everybody and like kind of getting in a rhythm with like communication wise. He had to learn how to use Remind and get everybody's numbers and make a practice schedule and all that stuff. So
he's got Jolene to help him with that though.
Yeah. Well, he didn't the first year because they were still in Melstone.
Because they were still in Melstone.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about Coach JT so far coming here?
He's been so good to me and my brother, because my brother was in Bozeman for 2 years and he transferred here, and it's been, I know from his point, it's been 100 times better, and JT's like, he's made it super easy.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's been super great.
I love hanging out with him. He always comes into the clinic sometimes, and we're always flipping each other and doing whatever and whatnot. So what is it like I know with my football coaches, like we create a different type of bond because we're doing some like crazy stuff, some things where it's not so much cut and dry, like you have to do this, and that. What is it like relationship-wise with a rodeo coach?
I feel like it differs, like kid to kid. Like there's a couple of us that are kind of JT's go-tos, and like I obviously get along with him different than somebody else would because like if he needs something, like this weekend he was at a high school rodeo, called me, hey, is there any way you'd feed my horses for me? So I feel like we have a little bit closer relationship because like I'm kind of one of his go-tos. If he needs something, he calls me. If I need something, I call him. We had a little Easter dinner, needed some tables, called him. They were gone, and he said, yeah, no big deal, they're in my garage, go get them. One night when you feed my horse, like whatever. So I feel like it's different, like person to person, depending on how involved you get and like how helpful you are. But
I agree.
You agree?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if I think there's one last question, it's just how do you see yourselves doing in rodeo? You've only got 4 rodeos left, correct?
Yeah.
And then it's kind of moving on. So for you, what do you feel like for like the rest of your college career? Like what was like a perfect view for you?
I definitely plan on making it to the college finals. That's kind of my goal. I team rope with my brother, and I definitely want to make it to the finals with him. Just have a good season this spring after. I had a pretty good fall, so I'd like to come in and just, go make my own runs and make it to the short go and see how it plays out. So.
Absolutely. So for Brett, what's after college rodeo for you?
When I graduate, I'll go home and get my real estate license and start selling real estate, and then I might have to put rodeo on hold a little bit just to like make some money right off the bat, and then like I can always go back to it. And the guy that I'm going to work for, I've grown up around his kids. They all rodeo. He ropes, so it's not like I'm going to leave it forever. I just might have to put it on hold for a summer or winter or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's exciting. I think it's exciting that, for our sport, a very few, for football anyways, for like my sport, it's very hard to continue after college. So I think it's good that you guys have at least, you can have that vision, and if you work hard at it, you can get after it. So I think we're going to do one more segment, leveling with the Dawgs real quick. It's just, who are your top 3 guys you kind of watch? Do you guys kind of watch other people to kind of pick up cues and things like that?
Yeah.
So who would be like the top 3 tie-down ropers you watch? Brett's a tie-down roper, by the way.
Top 3, I mean, I don't know if I would have a top 3, I guess. There's just a lot of them. Like just watching everybody in the PRCA. You've got like Haven Medjid, Montana guy. He won the world a couple years ago, and he makes it to the NFR every year. Shad Mayfield is a younger guy. He's actually my age, and he won the world last year. And then there's a kid actually at home named Britton Bedke that trains calf horses and goes to Texas, and he ropes really, really, really good. And like I've grown up around him, and so he's kind of been, when I go home, he's who I turn to for help. And it's kind of nice because he goes down to Texas in the winter and ropes with all the top guys in the world and winter rodeos with them, and he's sitting in the top like 20 of the world right now, and so it's kind of nice to have somebody like that in my corner.
Sweet. That is awesome. So Tavy, for you, how do you feel? First, what events do you do for rodeo?
I team rope, breakaway, and tie goats.
So who are like the top people you watch? Do you watch the male team roping to pick up on things, or things like that? So like, who would be the people that you watch the most that you think you can model it after, or at least attempt to?
There's a lot. There's so much that you can pick up from anyone, just little things. I'd say my favorite event is probably team roping. So I watch a lot of Miles Baker's videos, like on a lot of training and just like little things to help. And Trevor Brazil has a lot of really good points for just I don't know, everything. And as far as like breakaway goes, like Shelby, I don't know how to say her last name.
Beaujolais.
It's Haven Medjid's fiance. But she's pretty dang good. So there's lots of things that go into it, but.
Awesome. Well, that was our 4th episode of Barkin with the Dawgs with our rodeo athletes who start up here in the spring with 4 more rodeos left to go, and I hope they have the most luck they can and bring back some championships for us.